Hello, welcome to OJ Classroom. Today we want to look at indices. Alright, we have a question here to help us do that. Now, if you look at this question carefully, this is not our regular indices question. This one is a little bit tricky, alright? So I'm going to walk you down the steps so that you see the trick involved. Now, before we go to the question, you need to remember some basic laws of indices, like x power a multiplied by x power b. This is going to be x power a plus b. Now the reverse is also possible. So which means if you see y raised to the power of a plus b, you should be able to write this as y power a multiplied by y power b. Okay? Now if here were to be negative, this place will become what? Division. Alright? So these are laws of indices that we're familiar with. Now, let's go down to the question. Solution. The first thing you do is look at your numerator. This one is a base of 10. This one is a base of 100. So you try to make the bases the same. So that gives 10 power. This 100 is 10 power 2. And there's a power here, which is x plus 1. So we save that in a bracket. Everything divided by, so we have our 50 multiplied by 5 power x times, so we're going to break this down using what we just explained here. So this is going to be 2 power 1 multiplied by 2 power x. Okay, so that is step 1. So the next thing you do now is use 2 to open this bracket so that you can apply the law of indices for multiplication, because the bases are now the same. This is base 10, this is also base 10. So we're going to have it as 10 power minus x times 10 power 2x plus 2, all divided by 50 times 5 power x times 2 power 1 is 2, then we'll have 2 power x. All right. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is for the numerator, we're going to pick one base. This is 10, this is 10. So we pick one base, then we add the powers, because multiplication is connecting the two bases. So you pick one base, so the first power plus the second power, 2x plus 2, all divided by, so for the denominator we're going to rearrange. So the numbers without x, we'll bring them together. So we have 50 times 2, then the ones with x, also bring them together. So we'll have this. Okay, now if you look at the power for the numerator, minus x plus 2x will give us 1x. So this is 10 raised to the power of 1x, or just x, plus 2 divided by 50 times 2 is 100. So we have 100 times 5 power x times 2 power x. Okay, now if you check, there's another law of indices. Let me remind you the law. It says if you have a power x times y power x, since the powers are the same, you can factorize the power out. So you have it as a times y power x. Okay, so if you have this, since the powers are the same, you can bring them out. Then you have your a times y, which becomes ay all power x. So that is what we're going to do to this and this. All right, so when we do that, we're going to have 10 power x plus 2, this is 100 times open bracket 5 times 2, all raised to the power of x. Now if you look at 5 times 2, it will give us 10. All right, so we can continue that up here. So we have 10 power x plus 2 divided by 100 multiply by 5 times 2 is 10. So that will give us 10 power x. And if you check carefully, this 100 is actually 10 power 2. So now make the denominator have the same base. So 10 power 2 multiply by 10 power x. 10 raised to the power of x plus 2 divided by, you pick one base and add the powers because multiplication is connecting them. So that gives us 2 plus x. All right. So you can see now we have the same base, but what is connecting the numerator and denominator is division. So you pick one base and then you divide the power. So it's going to be x plus 2 minus, this is 2 plus x, save it in a bracket. All right, because the negative here will open the bracket. So you now have it as 10 power, this is x plus 2, minus plus is minus, minus plus is minus. So finally, when you rearrange letters and letters, you have x minus x plus 2 minus 2. So that will be x minus x is 0, 2 minus 2 is 0, so 10 power 0. 10 power 0 is 1. So 1 is your final answer. All right. So you can see all the laws required to solve this question. You have this law, okay, which you can reverse the other way around, which is this here. All right. Then this other law of indices right here. Okay. So indices problem are pretty easy. You just need to remember your laws and make sure you apply them as at when due. Okay. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.